Going into this season, the premiere is a fascinating episode just structurally. What
Yeah.
was your reaction when you got that script?
So Joseph K and I are a lot of the things that we talk about, or of the many things we talk about, the thing we probably talk about most is The Simpsons. And there's that incredible episode of The Simpsons where, you revisit the story like Bart's Day, Lisa's Day with Linguo and everything like that. So when I saw the script, I was just like, I think I texted him, Linguo dead? And he replied, Linguo is dead. And it was just like, all right, I know what we're doing. This is good. So I know that's probably not what the answer you were looking for. But to me, I love a story that, it's like, and, to take a sharp left, like the last duel that Ridley Scott did, it's I love exploring the different perspectives of the same story, and and how we really are all the protagonists of that story. So just to be like, when you open on it and Bashir's just like, it's from my perspective, and it's just like, why is Max being so cold? And then it's on her perspective and she's just like, why is he being so cold? You know what I mean? It's just and I thought just in terms of how it was shot and how it was filmed, the fact that everybody thought that they were the one that pressed the elevator, I was just like, what a great detail. Like, it's just these tiny little like nerdy things where I was just like, you know what? That's because if I was telling the story, I'm not gonna take the time to be just like, oh yeah, and then Dr. June Curtis hit the penthouse thing. I'm just like, yeah, I just pushed the button on the elevator and it went up. Everybody told the story that way. Um, so it's kind of I just thought it was structurally very different and kind of a callback to how the pilot was structurally so different from the rest of the show. So it was a really nice moment where like, yeah, we're gonna do something that's substantially different from the layout of the rest of the show, and it was a lot of fun. Um, and it was also like to be able to, just from an acting perspective, I'm going to take up the whole 10 minutes answering this one question, but like from an acting perspective, it was the first episode we shot after a break, and we were it was the season premiere. So just to be able to be like, all right guys, this is the first episode, we're going to film from your perspective, and then we're going to film from a different perspective and everything like that, so you can do something else. So it just gave us an opportunity to fall back into our characters with both our perceptions of it and our co-stars perception of it. And to be able to film those scenes with like Laurence and Aisha like over and over and over is just, it's just, after knowing that it was going to be the last year and to start off the season with so much time spent together and playing with different versions of the same scene, it's just a lot of fun. Like I pray that for anybody that's on any show, that they have co-stars that they not only enjoy working with, but they get to do this sort of fun stuff with.
Well, the other episode that's airing as part of the two episode block is a sinkhole episode, which I
Yes.
imagine must have been a fascinating thing or could have been a difficult thing for you to film. What can you kind of share about that experience?
I love a set piece. It's just great. I think everybody on the transplant team, they did such a wonderful job building great sandboxes for us to play in. I think just as a kid whose best friend growing up was movies, like it's just so awesome to be just like, all right, now we're filming underground. And I was just like, oh my God, this is like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 when they go under, you know what I mean? And there's that secret thing where all the kids are playing. I'm just like, oh, a young Sam Rockwell is gonna offer me a carton of cigarettes right now. Like it's just, to be able to do that, it does so much of the work for you, to be like, um, to have the circumstances, to have like dust falling on your face, to have a little bit of discomfort because it was so much fun, and you sort of go headfirst right into Bashir's mentality to be just like, all right, everything is good. His sister's on a sleepover, like he's single. He's, even earlier in the episode, he's like, hey, what do you think I do? What do you think I do when you leave? And she's just like, I don't know, sit around, wait for me to come back. And I'm like, like I'm I'm spending like I'm spending like more and more time with my daughter, and I'm just like, taking her to school, and I'd realize like a lot of days I'm just like, I just take her to school, and then I just like wait till 3 p.m. to go pick her up, which is like, oh my God, I've turned into my father. Like, you know, but for him to see the sinkhole thing and jump right in, and for it to be filmed that way, and Daniel Maslany's performance was just so good in that as well. Like we had a lot of fun with that too. Like that was another like, oh man, so early in the season we're doing different things. Like I felt spoiled. It was like a victory lap. It was just like, hey, you know this one's on us. You know what I mean? And so I love that episode too.